We have our first card, and it's the Five of Pentacles. People left out in the cold, feeling like perhaps they don't belong. But this card also asks you to look at where you may have chosen to put yourself outside in the cold. You've chosen not to find the warmth and the comfort and the security of the bright lights. Perhaps you know better. Perhaps you don't wish to be part of whatever this group is that's inside. Perhaps your belief system doesn't allow for that. And you've made sure that despite the comfort they offer, you're going to stick with this. And in sticking with it, we also can see a turning point with the five. I always see the fives as a pivot point. And so perhaps even though the warmth seems to be offered inside this building, perhaps an indication that regardless, even if you're out in the cold, you're still going to meet with this turning point. There are still going to be your higher aspects now lit up. You're going to meet with a different set of circumstances, or more importantly, a different way of being, of experiencing this world. We do have a victory here. It does seem like a breakthrough, but the breakthrough is within your heart. The six Tippereth on the Tree of Life is within your heart space. And here, the six is jubilant, triumphant, doing a lap of honor. Look at the accolade and these people behind them, cheering them on, cheerleaders. So where is this you in your life? What milestone, what achievement have you made? And who's got your back? And also, where are you cheering others on in their success? Quite often in society, we can end up being competitive and tearing people down. This card is about opening up your heart and sharing and caring in the successes and triumphs of others and within ourselves. And where, if we are successful, can we also recognize the people that have got us to this point? So, what's that for you at this time? What is it that you're celebrating? Well done. Whatever that is for you in your life. And remember, we don't have to wait for the great big competitions. This can be these small wins, those small wins every day that add up to living a very magical life and a magical existence. And we have the Seven of Pentacles. And this card is often suggested to represent failure. And so we see here, literally after one big win, we have a downfall. We have this possibility that this whole crop is going to fail. This is described, this card, as potato blight, which was not just a crop failing, it was widespread devastation and famine. So what does this card tell us when we've just had such success in our lives? Well, it says that failure is very much part of the journey. And we have to acknowledge that the timeline to success or having what we want or whatever it is where we want to head in this world, it's not linear. It's a very curvy road, and we don't know what we can expect along the way. There's a lot of unknowns that can present itself. And where can we rise above any given failure, anything that we deem to be failure, and recognize it as just learning along the way, but also being tested, our willpower being tested, the determination, the drive that's required to get up with the courage and go again. Perhaps to change direction, perhaps to stick with what you've got until you reach that level of mastery. Whatever it is you're going through, you may have found that initially there was this instant sort of sense of things going really well, and now you've hit this downfall or plateau where nothing seems to be happening. Well, that's part of the manifestation journey. In all appearances, we appear to be going forwards, and then we seem to hit all these stumbling blocks, and it seems to take a long time. And perhaps that's the test. Can you find that resolve, that patience, that openness to just trust in the process and trust in the unknown and get up and go again, regardless of what you're presented with, and enjoy the journey, knowing that it doesn't all look like roses along the way. So, an important card here reminding us that humanity is not just a straight line, it's very curvy. And where can you, at times when things look really tough, stick to your truth, stick to your knowing, and trust in the higher state of being? And find yourself there in your mind's eye. Rise above that situation. Remember your own divinity and start to shine that light. If you're enjoying the cards, I do ask that you like and subscribe to the channel. It really does make a difference. And a great big shout out to those of you who've already done so. I really appreciate you. And if you're willing and able, I invite you now to close your eyes. I'm going to take you into a short meditation with the cards. And so, what is that aspect of life that's leaving you feeling left out? Or perhaps it's you focusing on the material plane. Maybe your body is in pain. Maybe your relationships are facing strife. Maybe your financial system, maybe your financial situation is one of hardship. The card here reminding you that that's part of the journey. And where can you rise above this outside experience, this external world, and go inwards and light up your life regardless? Where in your life have you met with some success recently? Have you recognized that there's a team behind you, or one or two people that have got your back? And do you have their backs as you move through the successes in this life? Are you celebrating each other? Are you feeling part of a community? Rather than striving to be the best that you are, where can you help others along the way and be part of that team that's building together and feeling the connectedness of all around you? And feeling that from your heart. Six of Wands is a feeling of jubilation, of triumph. But it's also that sense of belonging, that knowing we are connected to all that is, was, ever can be. Feeling into that source. And what is or appears to be failing in your life? Where are you facing being knocked back? What doesn't seem to be working? Perhaps it's a particular aspect of your life, or maybe your whole life is feeling like this right now. One thing after another. Testing your reserves, testing your will, your determination, and your ability to just get up and do it again. Perhaps differently, perhaps learning from the circumstances and finding a different way to approach what you may have been turning up to day after day after day. And this is how mastery is achieved, not through an immediate win after win after win after win, but painstaking correction, painstaking reorganization, recalibration, thinking about the next steps, what could be done to take you in another route that may feel different. What is that for you in your life? Where can you learn from this failure and get up and go again? Maybe, as I said, starting something completely new, or perhaps this isn't. It's about building towards mastery, knowing, importantly, that failure is part of this journey. And so 7 out of 10 means that you are so nearly there. If you can just pick up and carry on. Keep that heart light. Keep your mind and heart open to new ways of doing things. And in your own time, you can come back to the room and open your eyes. It does seem from the cards today that there's been downs and ups and downs, the ride of your life. So this card is saying, where can you rise above these situations? Stick together, find companionship, support others, and feel the support that they offer you. Because times can get hard. They can feel like failure, but know that this is the journey. And my goodness, will it feel good on the other side. Have a wonderful day.